You wake up and decide today is the day. You're gonna go get those chiseled abs you've always wanted, or that bikini body that makes the guys' heads turn. Today is finally the day that you're gonna start working out. You watch motivational videos and you start doing the research about what to do in the gym. You know what you're doing, your plan is ready, you're ready to go, you've got your gym bag in your hand, you walk to the door and a decrepit little voice creeps into your head. You don't know what you're doing. The people in the gym are gonna laugh at you. You're just gonna make a fool of yourself. You're never gonna get to where you wanna get to. That decrepit little voice is what I like to call your limiting beliefs. It's that voice that always pops up into your head when you're finally ready to do something or have the motivation to try something new. It gives you 100 different reasons why you shouldn't start the thing that you've always wanted to start. And in today's video, I'm going to give you one simple tool that's going to help you deconstruct that limiting belief and put it aside so you can finally get onto what you've always wanted to do. I'm also going to tell you why this tool that psychologists around the world use is going to increase your confidence to a level you never thought possible. But before I do, I want to tell you about my story and how I use this tool to have success within the social media platforms that I'm working on. And by success, I mean around about 600,000 followers across all of them. You see, when I started my social media journey, I had gotten to the point in my own self-improvement journey where I discovered that one of my passions was to help other people do the same, to get to a place where they felt that they could be their best version of themselves. And one of the ways I thought I could do that was by sharing what I knew on social media. And I'm sure just like you, when I get excited about something, I do the research. I figure out all the different ways I could make it happen. And then the limiting beliefs hit. No one's going to care what you have to say. You're not qualified. Why would anybody listen to you? You're from a second world country. Only Americans make it big globally. You see, because of where I grew up and what I thought I had seen, that I would not be able to make an impact in a global way. That was my limiting belief. So I used this tool to dismantle that limiting belief, which I'll get to in a little bit, but just so that I could get started. So I got started on making videos for social media. Now I know I had to make a goal for myself, something to try and aim for, something to attain. And even though I had defeated that limiting belief, I still doubted myself. So I set myself a goal of 10,000 followers before the end of 6 months. I was in America at the time, and at the end of the 6 months, I would go home. So I started posting every day and breaking down those limiting beliefs every time they would come up. And by the end of 3 months, I was at 125,000 followers on Instagram, 200,000 followers on Facebook, and 170,000 followers on TikTok. Not only had I proved my limiting beliefs wrong, I had shattered them. And I would have never have gotten there if I had listened to that voice, to that limiting belief that only wants to hold you back. So here's how we're going to get you to destroy those limiting beliefs. Number one is you need to identify what the belief is that's holding you back. Now, there might be many, and that's okay. Write them down, maybe one per page. So let's use my situation as an example. I believed that because I wasn't from a first world country, that I wouldn't be able to make an impact globally. The next important point is objectively and logically breaking down that belief. And the first way you're going to do that is by giving objective evidence that goes against the belief. Now, this isn't what you feel. This is objective evidence that shows that the belief itself is not true. So for my example, I did some research and found out that there were plenty of South Africans that had hundreds of thousands of followers on all platforms and were on TV shows internationally. A great example is Trevor Noah, who's hosting one of the most popular shows in America. The next step is giving objective evidence that backs up that limiting belief, if you can. And the important part here is, again, it's not about what you feel. Because at the time, I was convinced that I would not be able to make any kind of impact. But objectively speaking, there was no evidence for that. There was no evidence to show that I, Aryn Jones, could not make an impact globally. The point of this tool is to help you understand and realize that these limiting beliefs that you have and that get shown to you every time you want to try and do something new or gain a new skill or learn to play the piano, for example, there's no objective evidence to them. Now you might say, Aryn, I tried to learn the piano, but I really sucked at it the first time I did it. Keep trying. If you go and practice 5 minutes of piano every day for the next year and you don't get any better, you're welcome to come back and comment and tell me how wrong I was. Now, this last step is the most important. And that's once you've deconstructed this limiting belief, it's to go and show that belief that it's wrong. Go and do the thing that you told yourself you couldn't or you shouldn't. And this brings me to that confidence piece I was talking about in the beginning. If you push yourself past those limiting beliefs and actually go and do the thing and actually go and get better, no matter how many times you fail, when you do succeed, when you do better, you will tell yourself and show yourself that you are capable of more than you thought you were before. That is how you build true confidence within yourself. By showing your brain and your mind that you can do the things that you thought you couldn't. That you're capable of so many more things. And as soon as that happens, your brain and your mind, they kind of get a little shock and they're like, whoa, if you can do that, what else can you do? And it creates this motivation. It creates this little flame inside of you. And it helps you realize and understand that as long as you do try, as long as you do keep trying and you keep putting in that work, you will eventually succeed. And when you realize that, you're capable of anything. Now, I will make a video on how to keep those kind of habits and consistency going. But for now, it's important to get past that initial block inside of you. So your homework for today, comment down below what your limiting belief is, objective evidence that goes against it, and objective evidence you think is for it. I'll go through the comments personally and see if I can pick apart your arguments at all. If you'd like to go follow me on my social media accounts, I'll link them in the description. You can also go see if I'm telling the truth about them. If you'd like to work with me personally, I'll link my email in the description too. Otherwise, subscribe here so you can keep getting free content. And I hope this helps you as much as it's helped me. Keep growing.